This is episode 2, isn't it? Even though
It's
the
episode
third
2,
one,
man.
but it's episode 2.
Because the first one was a little intro to it, you know. So, episode 2, like, progress, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Soon we're gonna be on like episode 100, fam.
Exactly, yeah.
Do you wanna start or should I start? I feel like you always start it, so I don't. Let's leave it. Let's leave it like that.
Say it out. Okay. What's up, I'm joking.
I had such a small feeling you was gonna do that, fam.
Cool.
With the Jesus team, saved by grace, I'm feeling clean. This double J they need to see. Ox H man, really. I don't need to dream. Jesus rose, I'm free indeed. Things of the world I need to flee. God is here, wait. I do this for Elohim.
Welcome to the GP. You're with
Daniel and you're with.
Inni.
I can't lie, man. What are you telling me? You good?
Yeah, not too bad, man. The sun's shining.
The sun's shining.
You know what I'm saying?
It's still a bit chilly, though.
It's chilly, but I can't complain.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, at the end of the day, like
Even like 2 days ago, the sun was shining.
we've had sun like 5 days in a row now.
It was shining, but the thing is, it always ends up being grey towards the
True,
evening.
but I actually can't. When I open my curtains, yeah,
That's
and
the most important
God's
thing.
light is beaming on me. It makes me feel some type of way.
Fair. I was even telling you before we started. I was thinking, right, looking nice, though.
Exactly, bro. The
I say like.
it's just making sense.
I'm talking about you, fam. No, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, looking very nice,
Yeah,
innit?
you
Like,
too, man.
thank
You
you,
know
man.
what I'm saying?
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to move to you, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Some beautiful men of God.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But, how you doing, man?
Not too bad, man.
Good. How am I doing?
I was gonna ask you back.
Yeah, why am I asking myself that? Go on.
How are you doing?
How am I doing, you know? Uni, fam. But let's not even get into that.
That's what you.
Uni be stressful in itself, fam. But hey, this is an opportunity just to, you know, be free and talk about God, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I got a question for you straight off the bat.
mm.
What do you think is one of the main things stopping you or people around you from evangelizing?
Ooh, that's a
sharing-
damn.
What do you think is one of the main things that stops you from sharing
My-
God to other people?
You see me, yeah. I feel like enough times on this podcast, yeah. I feel like guys are gonna just look at my opinion and be like, "What the heck are you talking about?" And I'm used to that. In life, my opinions are very wayward, so I don't mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like when everyone's talking about something, my opinion's down there and everyone is here. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm used to it.
So
But
do you stand on it?
I can't stand on it
I agree.
unless like I can admit if I'm wrong. Like if I'm totally
you know
wrong.
them people that
Nah,
that they run.
I'll be real. Back in the day, like year 11 times, I wasn't the one to admit I was wrong. But nowadays, if I'm so like,
You know what I found out? Yeah, if you're arguing with someone and you clock you're wrong, if you instantly admit you're wrong, it almost feels that you weren't wrong. Like
it does facts.
I instantly accept it, then they're not even like
They're not even angry about
it.
it.
Doesn't feel embarrassing no more.
It's
Like,
true. No, it actually is true. So I don't take like, I'm not the type. I was the type, but nowadays, I'm not really the type to like be arguing my point if I know I'm wrong 100%. I'll stand on it, and if like it's different though. Like if you cannot like change my opinion, like if you're clearly right, that's fine, innit?
Yeah.
But my opinion, I can still stand on my opinion sometimes. I can't lie. So
I
you
agree.
can be right. I'll be like, no, you're right still, but I still think this. You know what I'm
So
saying?
with you think it's you having an alternative opinion stopping you sometimes.
Okay, nah, I'm digressing so much. My bad. Let me actually answer your question. So, to answer your question, yeah, what's stopping me from evangelizing? So this is why I said my opinions are wayward because what's actually stopping me from evangelizing? Okay, don't cook me, guys. I genuinely feel like
it's a safe space.
I genuinely feel like it depends what type of evangelizing we're talking about.
Anytime.
If we're
like,
talking
whether
about-
it's just talking to friends about God, sharing stuff about God online.
That's what I'm saying. 'Cause I feel like it just depends because if we're talking about the going out in public with a group of friends and doing that sort of thing, I'm not really one to do that. I can't lie to
What
you.
about just like you're someone you know, a close friend?
It depends. It depends. I know the person, and I know that what reaction I'll get from this. Like if I'm getting a reaction where, because some people, yeah, they like to entertain the conversation.
Oh,
like
yeah.
and like man was reading the Bible yesterday. Like I can't. Let me put you in the gospel. And I'm just thinking like.
What about
do you
someone
get what I'm saying? Though?
Yeah,
Like,
no, I
they're
do.
just there just to
Like
entertain
that,
the conversation. I'm just like, you're not really being real, are you, fam?
Nah,
Because
yeah.
I know how you're living. Do you know what I'm saying?
What about people that don't? Let's say you had a friend that don't know Christ, and let's say he's having a problem, and you've got some biblical advice. You're gonna swing out his way.
I can't like. I feel like I'm the type of dude to do that. I feel like there's been so many situations in life, yeah, where I've been in some random settings and God has made me like evangelize to someone. I feel like I evangelize without knowing I'm actually evangelizing.
Oh yeah, words.
So
Yeah.
can I tell a story?
Go for it.
So, I was like, more or less, let me try and make this story as short as possible. I was on the bus going to MK. You know, there's a bus from Bedford to MK X5 in it.
Oh yeah.
Notorious bus alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So
X7's better though.
what, to North?
Yeah, North to Leicester.
Ooh, fairs, you know, fairs. The X7s, the buses are there better. I can't lie to you.
No, it's just, I don't like them buses. They're single. Let's where you start. You know what it goes.
No, cool. So anyways, I'm on the bus in it. I see a guy. I hopefully he sees this in it. I see a guy. I don't want to say his name, but shout out you. You know you're talking. You know who you are. So I see a guy that I've basically known since young. I've never spoken to him in my life. I've never spoken to him in my life, but I've known him since young because we went to the same school. Cool. So he was I was in year 8. He was in year 10. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, what, 2 years older than me? Yeah. Cool. So I've known him, do you know what I'm saying? But I've never spoken to him. Obviously, when I get to year 11, he's not even in the school no more. So more or less, I've forgotten about him, do you know what I'm saying? But anyways, I'm on my way to MK now, and I see him in the bus, and he sees me. But me, I can't lie, I'm in my own world, do you know what I'm saying? But he recognises me, don't say nothing. We get on the bus here, and I always sit at the back on the top end, not because I'm a cool kid or nothing, just because there's bare space there, do you know what I'm saying? Just put my bags there, chilling in it. And then not even actually, no, I tell a lie, yeah. I walked to the back of the bus. He was sitting there already. I'm like, he's like, yo, like he's busting convo with me. And I'm thinking, why is he chatting to me? Like, I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking, like, why is he talking to me? Do you know what I'm saying?
Gets like that.
But it's nothing wrong with that. Do you know what I'm saying? He's busting convo. But more or less, he started talking about his life in it. Why he felt comfortable to open up to me, I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm just trying to get from place A to
B. Bro, my headphones are ready to be on. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he started talking to me. Do you know what I'm saying? And more or less, in those type of situations, I'm like, fairs God, you know what I'm saying? I'm here for a reason.
Yeah.
This guy has not just started speaking to me about problems that I know that I can actually help him with through my biblical knowledge. Yeah. I'm like, fairs God, you know what I'm saying? We'll have this conversation. And those type of conversations with random people I actually enjoy. So it's not a case of I'm forcing myself to do this. I like doing it. So that's what I'm saying. Unknowingly, I do evangelize to people.
Yeah.
So anyways, I more or less he started talking about things he does. To do with his girl, to do with how he makes money. Do you know what I'm saying? And I was like, I started talking about how like money can make you do some devious things. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Your social surroundings. It's funny because we talked about this with Kobe last week. Your social surroundings are so important. Like his surroundings aren't that good. They force him to do things that more or less he doesn't even want to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So his social surroundings, money's making him do like devious things, and more or less, I started talking about biblical scripture to like help him like oversee the importance of like money. Like I was talking about how more or less everything you have now, more or less, he's breaded. I won't lie, he's actually breaded. But I was saying to him like everything you have now, how you gained it. Yeah, he wants to. He even has like a biblical thing on his hand. So he wants to. He knows the importance of God. His mum is apparently she's very Christian as well. So he knows the importance of God. But everything externally is stopping him from actually pursuing it. So individually, maybe in his room, he'll pray a couple of times. Do you know what I'm saying? But anyways, so I was like, everything you have here, how you've gained it, like, would God be happy with that? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and I more or less said that sometimes, like, God will really have to strip us, like, start us again, and build us up from good ground. Do you know what I'm saying? From good foundation. Yeah. So I was saying that more or less he might have to strip you. You might have to lose a lot of things that you have. Maybe the money, maybe your friends, maybe the where you live. Like I don't know. Like maybe you will really have to strip you to start you again. Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if you like the idea of that, and that might have scared him a bit. But I always tell myself I need to check on him as well. Like more or less, like I'll say every 3 days, I can't like to actually do think of. I'll be like, nah, I need to talk to this guy. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't do it, so just from this conversation, I'm 100% gonna go yard and actually show him like how you doing because I think it's important. Like when you what I did, I don't know if it's sowing a seed, but if it were to be sowing a seed, you have to water it. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't just do what I did and leave him, and that's more or less what I did. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of bad. I won't lie to you, so I do need to go home and actually chat to this guy. But yeah, so to actually answer your question. What stops me from evangelizing? I don't think it just depends because if we're talking about the evangelizing of going out publicly with friends, that I don't think it's necessary.
No, I wasn't referring.
Do you know what I'm saying? So people do think it's necessary, and that's fine. But personally, me like that's not how I want to do it. And if there's a problem with that, I can have a conversation with someone. They can tell me why there's a problem with that. I don't mind in it, but how I evangelize is, hey God, like give me this person to talk to, and I'm gonna do it. Do you know what I'm saying? So my answer is I can't lie, I be evangelizing unknowingly. So
Okay,
nothing
yeah.
actually stops me. I think it depends on what type of evangelizing we're talking about.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm just remembering.
It's a very long answer, but
Yeah.
I feel like the story's interesting. Do you know what I'm saying? What about you? What about you, bro? What stops you from evangelizing?
What stops me from evangelizing? I feel like this is a very, not only me, but I feel like the main thing generally that stops people from evangelizing. Because I see evangelizing as just sharing your faith. It can be in any way. It doesn't have to be directly you speaking the Bible to a random person on the street. But whether it's my friends in a situation, whether like, even an example, I got these little leaflets from church on my way back, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna accidentally leave this on the kitchen. It says why Jesus on the front. I left it upside down. Someone's flipped it over, so they've definitely seen the cover.
Yeah.
Who knows, they might have just opened one page, you know what I'm saying, tiny things like that. So but I feel like, to actually answer the question, what stops me or others from evangelizing, I feel like sometimes it's just daunting because you don't know how you're going to be received. Imagine you go to someone, you're like, yeah, by the way, just wanted to let you know that God loves you, this is that, and they're like,
okay.
Then it's like, it's kind of embarrassing in a sense. At the end of the day, you're not doing it for you, you're doing it for God.
You're not
so
doing
that's, you know that one verse that, am I trying to please man? No.
Bro, I'm going to let you finish.
But it's like, I feel like just how other people see you and like caring about other people's opinions stops a lot of people from really doing the work that God needs them to do, if that makes sense.
I think that's something that like we actually have to work on individually because more or less that verse, it does more or less tell us we don't do this like to applause from man. Do you know what I'm saying? We do this genuinely to like, even if they be like, okay, and it's embarrassing now. You never know, they might go home and actually think about it. Do you know what I'm saying?
I feel like that verse is like what's meant to keep us going.
Yeah.
I feel like God knows that if there's not a strong incentive to do it, a lot of us, we don't have the fire. When you know you're doing it for God, that's what's going to keep you in. That's what's going to even give you the confidence.
It will more or less, it will tune you out to that opinion of man. You know what I'm saying? It will really tune you out. Like, even whatever his reaction is, I'm going to do this and I don't care.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
And that even helps. Certain people are relatively shy people. They have a shy temperament. That's who they are. But that verse can like almost give you confidence because you know why you're doing it. Like even my dad as an example, he's not the most outgoing person, talk to everyone here and there. But when it comes to saying something about God, you'll think he's the most confident man on earth because you know who you're doing it for and why you're doing
100%.
it. That incentive really...
It's a good
home, you know what I'm saying?
It definitely is. Funny thing is, we talk about this now, and I screenshot this because I was thinking this is definitely going to be important. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As I was more or less getting ready to come here, do you know one of my favorite gospel Christian artists, Caleb Gordon?
Yeah.
On his story, on his Instagram story, 20 hours ago, he posted. Let's see what he posted. He said he posted the verse that is about what you just said. Hopefully, I screenshot it. I didn't screenshot it, but I know it's in Galatians. I'm gonna find it right
Galatians
now.
1
verse 10, literally that. Damn, you on it, fam? He's on it. And I rate it properly. But literally 20 hours ago, he posted this. I might put it on the screen for you, man.
For I am now seeking. For am I now seeking the approval of man or of God, or am I trying to please man? If I was still trying to please man, I would not be a servant of Christ.
Galatians 1 verse 10, like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna literally put that on the screen for you, man. I was thinking that I don't believe in coincidences.
I don't believe. Yeah, that's
like
serious.
I literally woke up today, got ready for this podcast, and we more or less we had an idea of what we're gonna talk about today, innit? And I saw this and I was like, thank you, God. Do you know what I'm saying?
Got,
straight up, just thank you, God.
Confirmation.
You know what I'm saying?
So that was like a just intro question. Now I want to ask you, not even about evangelism. Why do you think? Actually, no. Do you care what other people think? Like,
I love this question. I love this question, bro. I hate how I digress from topics so much because I can go on for ages and I'll end up there, and then I would actually need someone to bring me back to what I'm talking about. But cool. Do I care what other people think? I think, and I would love to say I don't, but it's cap. I don't care what any. I don't want to say I don't care what anyone says, but I feel like everyone has a part of them that does care what other people think. It's whether you let it like determine your actions. To expand on that more, in year 11, I used to do. Oh man, I used to do TikTok in year 11. And my TikToks.
I think all of us. Did you do like them?
Oh, if you say I'm gonna grab you, fam.
You know them edits like face man pick. No way.
Bro, the grab you, man. Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that?
Nah, I could tell man holding the camera like, you know what, yeah, go
And
on.
I actually used to hold the camera like,
I know you spent time editing those things as well. And you use like the templates.
Nah, I can't lie. I wasn't into it that much, but
Say that.
all I know is you got that right, man. My phone will be up there, like man used to like. I had a scooter that I used to ride to school, the e-scooter, innit? So man,
Before the way,
bro, I used to be on the scooter taking snaps, like, and then a couple times I fell down as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Just for TikTok. Anyways, bro, I used to on my way back from your school year, I used to find the lighting. Yeah, so I used to, the sun's there. Man, we'll go to that spot. Anyways, fam.
Cool.
Back to the story. Back to the story, innit? So I used to do TikTok in year 11, innit? And I wouldn't say I was made fun of, yeah, but there was more or less like, I could see that some, like, people would be like, oh yeah, your TikToks are funny, innit? Like, I'll do like a face man little thing and put like a caption on the front, like a funny little caption, innit? And I'll actually bang views, I can't lie to you, but I feel like people, they didn't come at me too hard because I did bang views. That's one. And two, I just feel like they would say a little tutu comment, whether it's good or bad, but I always felt like they would go behind my back and laugh about it. And I saw it a couple of times, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Someone will say something to my face, and I see you go back to your friends and do a little giggle, do you know what I'm saying? I would be, sometimes...
That's dark though, I can't lie, that one would hit me in my chest.
Bro, but the funny
I take stuff bare personally, so if someone did that, I'd be feeling some type of
way. Even so, like, in school, sometimes I'll do a TikTok, innit? Sometimes I'll do a little face man TikTok, and I'll hear, oh look, Daniel doing a TikTok.
Dude, this is so random, yeah, but are you one of them people that can record yourself while other people are watching you?
I feel like me, I have a mental switch in it. I genuinely have like a mental switch that I picture in my head, like when it's time to be confident, I just switch it on and it's like, it is what I have to do now. I feel like if once you get that more or less that switch, yeah, no one can stop you, do you know what I'm saying?
No, I hear it,
it's just like, it's a mental switch, but anyways, yeah, that's what I would have to do though. In those moments, I'll just do a mental switch, like I'm going to do this no matter what people are saying. Course, but I'll hear like a little, Daniel's doing a TikTok now.
So are you saying, thinking, like, with the story, you cared what other people thought?
With the story, yeah, I'm leaning on to the fact that a couple years down the line now, back to now, those same people that were doing a little tutu comment are doing TikTok now, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, 100%.
So it's like, what I'm trying to say is, yeah,
he started about that.
Bro, what I'm trying to say is, yeah, that everyone cares what people think, it just shouldn't affect what you do. It shouldn't affect your actions, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because if you do let it affect your actions, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. You're not going to do the half the things you actually want to do.
100%,
and I was literally talking about this with Kobe yesterday and another person in it. And I was saying that people that mock things, I feel like they just want to do it, do you know what I'm saying? They don't have the confidence to do it. They just want to do what you're doing, but they can't do it. They don't have the confidence to do it, so they're going to mock it. They're going to hate on it. Do you know what I'm saying? So, I'm digressing. To answer your question, I feel like you shouldn't allow... Everyone cares what other people think. Do I care what other people think? I think there's a part...
It's a work in progress, I guess.
100%. Individually, I feel like there is a part of me that does care, but I don't allow it to affect what I'm going to do. If I will think like, okay, cool, I might get mocked for this, but hey, I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I want to do it and I'm passionate about it, so I'm gonna do it.
In the grand scheme of things, it's actually not that deep.
It's not that deep at all.
Some people do say, someone will make one TT comment, then I'll start deep in it. It's not that deep. Like,
it's not.
But even a funny story is, I was on the bus back from campus a couple of days ago, and I was talking to my friends about just like generally caring what people think. And this one guy, he's from London, and he was talking about how generally just around that kind of area, people have a lot to say. You know what I'm saying? People have a lot to say. So he was talking about there's so many things he would do, but he doesn't do them just because he knows people are going to comment. And he thought that was normal, but I thought, because I'm from Northampton, like Northampton's a funny little place, you know what I'm saying? No one really cares too tough, you know what I'm saying? But in London, there's a lot of rude people, you know what I'm saying?
Like guys will really out their opinion for no reason.
Guys will violate.
Guys will out their opinion for no reason.
I think I was saying there's so many things I wouldn't do just because I know I'll get violated. And I thought, that's not normal. Like, you're actually blocking your own...
It's not...
You're blocking your own, like, not blessings, but let's say God has told you to do this. and now you don't want to do it because you're looking around you and everyone's judgmental. It's like, bro.
I feel like it shouldn't be normal.
No,
but
I'm not saying it's not normal as in it is normal, but it's like
it's not the correct thing to be.
That's mad.
100%. To openly admit that as well.
Yeah, but at least he was like the fact he was real with himself.
That's facts. I read that a lot.
I was at fairs, but that should not be.
It shouldn't be the mentality. It shouldn't be the mentality. But I just feel like that's how it is nowadays. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like it is normal.
Yeah,
100%.
Even for me, like, do I care what other people think? I used to, because I remember I had my year 11 TikTok phase.
Oh damn!
A couple edits here and there, nothing too crazy. I used to post basketball, but I remember when I got into year 12, I just stopped posting.
Same.
Because I just found it kind of awkward. Like, I'll post something, walk into school, and I know my man.
Facts.
I know you see my video, and it's like, I'm just overthinking. Like, it was sometimes I look back and it's like, was that kind of wet? Or do I delete it? And it's like, I used to care what people thought. Even now when I'm posting, like, sometimes I'll pray and I feel like I need to come online and say something. I'll post a video talking about God and I'll rewatch and be like,
Is it like,
but now
this is a valid point or something
exactly, like that? I know it's valid, but it's like, am I going to be judged for this? But now it's got to the point where I know why I'm doing
facts.
it. When you know why you're doing it,
no one can tell me
nothing. You know
I just feel like, that's what I'm saying. I feel like my main answer is, I genuinely find it hard to believe that no one cares about what other people think. I feel like there's always going to be a part of you that will think, oh, what if this person says this? Or what if this person says that? Or what if I'm perceived in this way? I just think it shouldn't affect what you're going to do. Do you know what I'm saying?
And
like,
even another thing, when it comes to like, social media is a good example for this, but when you compare yourself to others, like, let's say I post something now, I post a video that I really thought was good, and this has happened a couple of times. Now I check my phone, it's on like 500 views. I'm thinking, damn. So now I look at another content creator and he's got 500k. So now I'm comparing. Do you compare yourself to other people?
I feel like I try my best not to. I feel like I really try myself not to. But I feel like it's very normal to compare yourself to other people. I just think you shouldn't do it 100%. I really want to try. I don't remember a verse in the Bible. I know there is one talking about comparison. But in regards to...
when they say comparison's the thief of joy.
The comparison's the thief of joy. Yeah. Big quote. And it's flipping facts.
It's true, bro. When I was younger...
facts.
Not even younger. I still do it now. It's one of the main things... People close to me know it's something I need to work on. I will compare myself in everything, bro.
Yeah.
I remember
You did it like when you was in my compound. You did it.
Bro, I can't remember how I did it, but...
Should I say it?
Yeah, go for it.
You was talking about your internships.
Oh, yes, that's just another example. Cool. God has blessed me with 2 spring week internships. And
bro, I'm trying to get 4, fam.
I didn't even think I was going to get 1. So when I got the first one, thank you, Jesus. But then I looked to my man on the right, he has 4. I'm like, now I'm feeling like my thing's less. I'm like, bro, but he has 4. But I should be grateful to even have 1.
1 in there, 100. There's guys that don't have any.
Exactly, that's the thing. Even another example, exam results, they came out, G. I got a couple firsts, a 2-1, a couple 2-2s, that was whatever, cool. I was alright with it. Then I see my friend got all firsts. I'm like, before I knew that, I was cool. You know what I'm saying? I was relatively happy with myself, considering like, I know I didn't apply myself fully and I still did okay. So I was feeling good. Then I see my man get all firsts. Now it's like, now I feel worse about myself. But you see it works the reverse as well. Results day, I got good grades, but I wasn't happy with them. But when I saw everyone else doing dead, that made me feel better.
Whoa.
I know that's kind of, that's a little bit, but that's like, because I compare myself so much, like I'll assess myself based on the people around me, which is not the way to do it.
100%.
I'm working on myself. Like,
I feel like genuinely, like we should maybe making it like individual conscious efforts
exactly,
to like
I need to make
not compare ourselves or not care what other people think. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel
100%.
like, well, hold on. I feel like, hey, I'm not trying to advocate no one to do something crazy like go start an OnlyFans. I feel like within reason, like if what you're doing you're passionate about and it's common, it's sensible, like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Sensible.
It's sensible.
Sensible.
I feel like pursue it. Like who cares what anyone else thinks? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I mean, I say who cares. That just completely contrasts everything I've said.
It's easier said than done.
100%. I feel like you will care. Like let's be so real. You will care, but don't let it affect what you're gonna do. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's the thing. Yeah.
What? That was a good opening question, though.
What comparison? So dark.
It's a dark thing, fam. It's a dark thing.
And that will actually get people that are doing well, making them, because there's always low key gonna be someone better than you in this aspect.
100%.
And even now, I don't like that the fact of that English, please, come on. In but I don't like the fact that there's always going to be someone better. Whether it's me playing the keys, playing the drums, I'll look online, I'll see one 14-year-old doing it better. Then I'm like, I don't like
comparison is bad, but we have to
It's
work on that kind of thing. We have to work on that because comparison is genuinely the thief of joy. Like I've seen it live, like I'm happy. Oh, Roman just did this.
Exactly.
And then I looked to my right and then I've looked online. Social media is the worst thing for it. Social media really like kills your joy sometimes. It does. Because you see someone more or less maybe younger doing something crazy and you're like, run. It makes you deep your life. Oh, we're going on to this next.
It's especially when they're younger. That's what
we're actually going on to this next because I feel like the devil thrives through social media.
Oh, 100%.
I feel like he thrives. Not even I feel like he does thrive through social media. And how over time because I have such a problem, yeah. I said, I know, let me change it. I had such a problem. It's not a problem anymore because sometimes when it happens again, I'm like, yo, devil, shift, fam. Do you know what I'm saying? But I feel like I have such a problem of thinking like in every single moment, like throughout my, not every single moment, but throughout my days, yeah, I'll be thinking, what am I doing to benefit my life? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing to benefit my life? If I'm sitting down and I'm not doing nothing and I have nothing to do, I'll be overthinking, like what am I doing? Like, what the heck am I doing? Like, I start like a bit panicking, like, God, like, give me direction, like, please, God, like, lead me to my next step. And it leads me to panic, do you know what I'm saying? And obviously, that's not a good thing. Like, God doesn't want us to panic, God wants us to trust Him.
You're doing nothing, you see, my man's just done this, that's constructive.
Yeah, literally.
Just done this. So everyone else is like improving himself, and I'm here
sitting here doing nothing. TV. More or less, I could have had a productive week, but on Friday I'm doing nothing. It's and I feel like now, God, like I will literally get on my knees and start praying, like, God, give me my next step. Like I feel stagnant, And then more or less, God could just be saying like, chill in it, like you know what I'm saying, like actually just chill. But I feel like the devil thrives through that because obviously he wants us to panic, he wants us to doubt, he wants us to do all these things that God.
Even when you're always doing something, how are you gonna hear God?
Facts.
Sometimes you gotta be still.
Be still to like 100%. So I feel like when those moments happen, for me, I start doubting God. I'm like, God, like I'm not doing anything. Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't know when the mentality shifts came, but it was after a specific event like church or like an event or something like that. It was after a specific event that I heard something, the pastor said something, and it resonated with me. I really wish I could remember. If I do remember, I'll put it on the screen. But I walked into my girls to come in here. Yeah. And she wasn't there. I just walked in there. I went to go grab something. Yeah. And more or less on that day, I really wasn't doing nothing. I was just chilling with her. Do you know what I'm saying? And then when I went to go grab a key. I grabbed a key, and I thought, what am I doing in my life? But more or less yesterday, I think I was here yesterday. So I was actually doing something. Like more or less that day as well, I think I had editing to do. We both had editing to do for the... Bro, so when I grabbed that key and I thought that I had that thought, I outwardly said, devil, shut up, fam. I actually outwardly said it because I was thinking, any other time, I'll go on my knees and start praying like, God, I need... You know what I'm saying? I need direction. Like, God, like, because I'll be start panicking. Do you know what I'm saying? But in that moment, I was thinking, devil, shut up. Like,
I can't actually relate to that. That's funny. Yeah, that's a...
Bro, I was in that moment, I literally picked it up and I outwardly said, like, devil, shut up. Because that thought is not from God.
It's actually not.
It's not from God. It's not from myself because I know what I did yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
So who's it from?
Yeah.
And when I realised that, I was like, bro, the devil can never chat to me about this subject again because I can't, you can't, when you're constantly in doubt, constantly in panic mode, you're not going to hear God.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to hear God. Right. You hear God when you're still and you trust Him. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly, yeah.
Bro, the devil's a beg, man.
He is, man.
The devil's a beg.
Okay, so now we're going to play a game. The game is called Wavelength. If you've heard of it before, well, then you know what it is. If you haven't, you'll figure it out as we're playing it. Because I'm just trying to see if we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, think of a number from 1 to 10. You got your number?
I got my number. I got my number.
Yeah, I can't change it. Cool. So, I'm going to ask you a question. You're going to answer it based on your number.
Cool.
So, my first question is, how a Bible story based on how well known it is. So 10 being really well known and 1 being like no one would know it. Just give me a Bible story.
Bible story that okay. I think it was one that I mentioned last week. I don't want to long this out too much.
Oh yeah,
the one I
about,
mentioned about
spinning
him.
the seed on the
Yes,
floor.
yeah, that one. I feel like that one. If you don't know, obviously the Bible
cool.
in
So
Genesis.
now I'm guessing it's quite low because not many
people know that. I want to do. Should I explain the story to them or not?
Nah, it's cool because they probably don't know it. Go check your word about.
Go check it.
We'll put the verses.
Yeah, we'll hit at it. We'll hit at it. You know what I'm saying?
So give me a Bible verse based on how well known it is. So 10 being everyone knows this, but 10 would be like John 3:16, and then 1 being one that I probably don't even know.
So a Bible verse that everyone, that how well known it is.
Yeah, based on how well.
Okay, I'll say Romans 14 verse 28. I hope that is the correct one, and it's, should I say it?
Yeah.
Romans 14 verse 28. It talks about if you eat the meat in doubt, it's in relation to Exodus. So if you eat the meat in doubt, then
I don't think that many man know that. Let me do one more question.
I didn't get to fully finish it, but it'll be on someone's screen. That not many people.
Okay, I got one. So when it comes to church gospel songs, 10 being all of mine are the same kind of vibe, but 10 being the most well-known songs, and 1 being a song where only the person leading it knows it. What song would it be?
What song would this be? A worship song?
Yeah. Any
song?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I got a good one. I always forget the name of the song, but I ain't trying to sing. It goes like what? I always forget. Trust in you is a word. It goes like, I will trust in you.
So the fact I don't know that, I'm gonna guess it's low. So I'm gonna make my guess. So he said the spilling seed story on the floor. It can't be over 5. It can't be over 5. But I don't think it's gonna be less than 3 because I've heard the verse before. It's not that irrelevant. So 3 to 5, but I don't think it's 5 either. So I want to guess 3 or 4. I'm gonna go with my gut here. 4.
No!
4.
3. I was gonna get 3. I wanted you to get it, fam. I thought you was gonna get it.
I thought I was gonna get it.
Bro,
cool. One off, yeah. I'll give myself a pat on the
back.
No,
you was very close. Very close.
Cool.
I thought you was gonna get that, fam.
So I can't lie. The questions are kind of hard to figure out.
Yeah. So you want me to think of your question for you?
Yeah. Let me think of a number first. Yeah. Okay. I got my number.
Okay. Cool. Give me a Bible character. 1 to 10, depending on how well known the Bible character is.
David, very known,
very, very well known Bible character. Okay, cool. Give me a miracle of Jesus, depending on how well known.
Well known. Okay, so I thought you were gonna say like how crazy it was. Well known.
Well, I could have said that. Let's change to that. I like that better. Okay. How crazy the miracle was.
For me personally, I want to say, I'd say like resurrection's the craziest one, so I can't say that one. I would say like Jesus walking on water.
I don't care. That's a crazy miracle.
Yeah.
Bro. I don't care. Like if you see a modern day time,
I say Jesus walking on water.
That's a good. Okay, cool. So I'm thinking now. You said for your first question, you said David. Well-known character. So that could be a 9. Jesus walking on water. Very, very, crazy miracle.
You can ask one more question just to...
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out my range right now. So I'll start now with the first question, second question. Well, there is crazy miracles, so I'm going to bring that down to an 8 or 7. My last question... okay, this might be quite, individual to you or personal to you. In regards to a time to do your quiet time, the best time to do a quiet time. What's the...
I'm saying if it was a time, it's got to be... Depends if I'm going for a morning or evening vibe. But I'm saying...
On a general day.
On a general day... Like... 7 a.m.
7 a.m.?
7 a.m.
7 a.m. So you're feeling like you need to get into your word, you need to contact God, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe because I'm in uni now, 8 a.m.
8 a.m. Okay, cool.
Time isn't the same back home.
Yeah, 100. So you're trying to get ahead of your day. Do you know what I'm saying? More time. 6 a.m. is like you're trying to meet God.
Yeah.
7 a.m. is like
okay. I woke up now. I wasn't too
you know what I'm saying?
Getting my word. You know what I'm saying?
8 a.m. is like you've done a couple things, and I'm not trying to say you have time for God, but it's like you've done a couple of things and God's in my schedule now. So I'm trying to 8 a.m. to. It's a good time. I'm more of an evening person. That's why I say I knew it was going to be quite personal to you, but I'm gonna say
maybe focus more on the first answers, because just go with your gut. Because I want you to get this right.
I'm going 7.
7.
8. 7.
9. You said 9 the first time.
Oh, I saw you looking at the camera so fast. I was thinking you trying to throw me off.
David, he's wild.
Facts.
I want to keep it in the Bible. Jesus would be like a 10. Cool.
Yeah.
Character. But
David is well known.
Maybe David's an 8 or a 9. He's well known.
Yeah.
And then what was the second question? Miracle. I feel like walking on water is hard.
Yeah, it is hard, but I was thinking
maybe it's not a 9 hard.
It's not a 9 hard. That's why it brought down to an 8 and 7.
I think walking on water is cool though.
It is very cool.
I feel like there's a lot of miracles. Like feeding the 5,000 is cool, but I wouldn't be like, if I saw someone walking on water.
I would have been like that.
No, I would. Yeah.
Like bro, it's just a small basket just getting bread out.
Like, imagine you're at the back of the crowd. You're not even gonna clock it. You're just gonna see the food coming to you.
I'm thinking no. If I'm at the back of the crowd and
5,000 man,
and I see a small basket being handed to Jesus, I'm panicking. Like I ain't getting fed.
All the time I'll be. That's true. Yeah.
I ain't getting fed, man. If somehow food reaches me, I'm thinking, yo, you better not hungry at the front. Like,
what miracle would you say is a 9?
A 9 miracle.
I feel like 9 is a hard number because it feels like a 10.
10 is resurrecting.
Exactly, I can't.
9 raising Lazarus from the dead.
Oh yeah.
I feel that's a good 9.
Yeah, that's a shout.
That's a good 9, innit?
Okay.
Like, bro, resurrecting himself, 10. Resurrecting someone else, I feel like that's a 9.
Yeah, you're right. So I feel like walking on water is maybe an 8 or so.
But I feel like I stopped myself with the last question.
Yeah, the last question is.
It was too personal, so. Hey, we both got it wrong. We should play this game next time as well.
Yeah, 100. Even with guests, we should play Wavelengths to see if
100%.
That makes sense.
I feel like that was a good game. I like that game.
Naturally cool. Talking about prayer, like 8 a.m. is a good time frame, but sometimes I be waking up, because some days I wake up, I get in my words, it's flowing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Everything's making sense, worshiping, everything. But there's other days where I just can't do it. Like I open the Bible, I'm trying to read. I ask the Holy Spirit, please come. It's like, bro, you're not here yet. It feels like I'm reading the words on the page and it's not going in. Like,
you ever had the moments where like, because I've had moments where I've asked God like lead me to a verse, and I open the Bible and it's exactly what I need. Yeah. But I've also had moments where I open the Bible, I'm like, bro, what am I reading, God? Fam?
Especially when you read certain passages where you feel like there's nothing to learn.
Bro, I'm like, I open the Bible, expecting something extravagant, and I'm just reading more time. I feel like one time, actually maybe this didn't happen, but imagine like you open your Bible and you see like when it's genealogy.
Oh, I was literally just about to say that.
And you're asking for, bro,
he had 7
I'm asking God like, lead me to something, and he leads me to genealogy. I can't like God like, what's going on?
Have you ever skipped that?
I'll be real. I'm real. I'll skip it. I'll be real.
Yeah, I can't lie. Sometimes I'll read it because there's certain ones, but there's one that's long. I can't remember what book it's in. He was the son of him, and he was the son of him.
I feel like when you're going through Genesis, it happens so many times because they from Abraham, obviously Abraham, Isaac, and then you go to Jacob, and then you go to, but Jacob was busy as well, fam.
Words. Oh,
so when I'm hearing all his sons,
and his 12 sons were like,
and then they start to name the 12 sons.
Words,
and I'm thinking, okay, brother,
cool. I just try to find the end. Cool.
You know, I'm trying to get to the stories. I'm trying to learn something.
But when you struggle to pray, let's say you have a morning and it's like you're really like not with it. What do you do to like kind of push through that? What do you do when you struggle to pray?
What do I do when I struggle to pray? I'll be real. I'm not really a morning prayer. I have a set time for 7 p.m. every single day. Yeah. So whenever it hits 7 p.m., whatever I'm doing, I try my best to drop it and just go and get into my word. And if I'm not feeling it, I can't. Like sometimes I just do. I really be switching on some music or something. Put some music on, just maybe sing to God or something.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I don't know what the reason would be to say like if we're not feeling it. Like what would the reason be? I don't get it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I can't tell you a reason. So I feel like
I feel like it's just my flesh sometimes. Like it wants to
do something else.
It wants a little bit of attention, bro. Like just calm down. I'm important here, like bro.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I feel like I'll switch on music or something, or maybe I'll just stay quiet and try to see if I can listen to him. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear that.
But I feel like I was gonna ask you what time. Or like, what do you think? Actually, it's personal. I was gonna say, what time do you think is the best time to be with God? But I just feel like it's personal. Like whatever time you feel like you'll flourish.
I think it's personal. But I always think you should start your day off with Him. It doesn't have to be like a
100%,
long
100%,
session,
100%.
but
Like you wake up and you open your Bible, you pray to Him 1,000%. Or even when you're going to sleep, end your day off with Him.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know if it's in the Bible, but it's in regards to giving Him your first.
Exactly. Yeah. It doesn't have to be like if you have your session every day or your session whenever you do it. Cool. It doesn't have to be in the morning. But I feel like, you know what I'm saying.
I feel like it's very important though to have a set time.
Yeah.
To meet with God.
Yeah.
I
need myself a set time because the problem with mornings is like, let's say I want 7. I'm a morning person. Like anything I need. If it's work, if it's working out in the gym, I have to do it. But once it hits 12 p.m., my whole brain and body's kind of clocked. I get very distracted. So I always have to do it in the morning. But if I have a late night now, I go to sleep 3 a.m., 4 a.m. I'm not waking up at 7. If I do wake up at 7, I'm not going to be able to.
That's
why I'm thinking maybe I should do like an evening set time. But then evenings be busy sometimes.
It's true. I just feel like
maybe I should just go to sleep on time.
Facts. I just feel like it's important to have a set time to meet with God. I personify God a lot.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if the word's personify or humanize. I don't know what the word is, but I picture God as my actual father a lot of the time. I'll be thinking if I sell my. In fact, I need to do something for my dad when I get yard fam. Do you know what I'm saying? And I told him I was going to do it yesterday, but I didn't have time to do it yesterday. So I kind of felt bad. Do you know what I'm saying? So now I have to do it today. It's in like the same regards to God, innit? Like I told him I'm gonna meet him at this time. I forgot why I didn't meet him at this time. Now I'm talking to him at 8. I said 7. I'm talking to him at 8 now. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, God's thinking, so where am I? You could just pick me up and drop me like.
Priority,
I feel like I don't like that at all. Do you know what I'm saying? So I really do try to keep 7 p.m. as the set time, unless it's impossible. Now, if it's impossible, I'll talk to God beforehand.
I mean, God knows it's simple. Like God's not. He's our
no, I'm
father,
saying
you know
he is. He knows. He sees us. So I'll talk to him beforehand and be like, okay, God, I'm gonna meet you.
I got an exam at 1, and I told God I want to pray at 1. He's not going to be the one saying, "Cool."
No. You said 7. You know what
I'm saying? As an example.
Yeah, no,
you wouldn't have an exam at 7. That's why I'm using 1. But let's say.
No, I'm saying as God will be like, no, you have 7. Like you said 7.
I didn't understand what you're saying. Yeah, 100%. But even me. When I struggle to pray, what I did now, see I have keys in my room. I put them right next to my bed.
Okay, see.
Because sometimes I wake up, and I'm in Mark right now. Mark's a good chapter. It's one of the Gospels, but out of all the Gospels, it's not like I have a least favourite, but sometimes like you'll read it and it's not. I've already read this in Matthew, bro. It's the same story.
I hear you.
That's literally what happened this morning. It's the same story, feeding the 5,000. So it's like, cool. And then when I'm really struggling, like I finished reading, I'm trying to pray, and it's like I ran out of words after 30 seconds.
Them ones there.
I just have to turn it from my bed. I just turn over and just start playing the keys, and that really helps me just like get into like a space of worship.
Okay, I feel like that's why even including like go on YouTube or finding some sort of worship,
100%.
that helps you a lot.
It helps so much.
It does. Having music in the background, talking to God, it helps. And I feel like if you are able to like keep that time, that time that you say you're going to meet with God, if you're able to keep that, I feel like, again, God is, I feel like he has feelings, and he's gonna like, you talk about in your TikTok how pleasing God.
Oh my days. You know what's mad? I literally this is not even gonna, in my head I planned to say that after, and then I forgot it, and I was sitting here just
trying to think of what you're
God, please remind me. And you literally just said what I was.
Hey, wavelengths, man, do you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Not him, bro, but I was literally just gonna get to that. Like, bro, God is our father. When you actually think of a father, it's like, I've already said this before on my TikTok, but it's like, I was even at I don't want to digress, I was at the weekend away, and someone came to me, and he was like, God just wants to say to you that he sees what you're doing, and he's pleased.
Oh, wow.
And I just started crying.
Swear.
I'm not a crier ever.
Yeah.
It was like, bro, God was speaking directly to me, because sometimes I forget, God is a God that can be happy.
He has feelings.
He can delight in you. So I felt like this period of my life, I was doing so much to get closer to God. Like everything in my will, it just felt like God was up there like, But God's happy. And when someone told me that God was just wanting to say to me, he's happy, bro, it made me feel.
Made you feel like, please.
It made me feel some type of way.
I hear it. I do hear it.
To put it like,
I'll be praying for that. I'll be praying like, God, I hope I'm pleasing you. Like, I hope. What's the word? I hope there's a word. It'll come to me later.
What's that? I hope. Oh, never mind.
It'll come. But I just feel like in Genesis when there are simple verses. Yeah, I feel like we saying a lot in Genesis when it talks about how we are made in His image. Yeah, I feel like I say this any chance I get to say this. I feel like I say it, and I just feel like it's important. In Genesis, when it says He's made in we're made in His image. English, please. when it says we're made in His image, I feel like we just forget, like, cool, like, yeah, we're made in His image. We're like God. But what does that actually mean? I feel like what are humans? Like, humans, we have emotions. We're happy, we're sad, we're angry, we're all these things. What does that actually mean? That means God is also these things as well.
I wanted to say that, but I wasn't 100%. Yeah, God has emotions.
God has emotions.
That's crazy. Do you know what it means for, like, the Lord God Almighty to look at you and smile? That's
like the person that made this whole world is smiling at us. Like,
He sees you and He's happy.
And I'll be thinking, okay, cool. So if He's happy, then that means how sad. God must be sad a lot of the time.
Exactly, bro. Do you know, like, we break His heart? You know when it says, does it say in the Bible that God's a jealous God? Not in the jealous.
No, it does.
Yeah.
It does say in the Bible.
God's a jealous God is in cool. Them mornings where you scroll on TikTok instead of praying to Him, He's probably
looking at you like, bro, I'm here, fam.
Exactly.
Chat to me.
Like, that's crazy. Because I don't see God as a God like a father. Sometimes I just see Him as like
God.
I just see Him as God. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, bro. I feel like I make sure to remind myself all the time that that's my
crazy.
father.
I can't like this. Even as we're talking, it's bare eye opening.
It's eye opening. Like, I feel like any chance I get to say that, I say it because I feel like people look over it. We're made in His image. It's such a simple verse and a simple phrase, but I feel like it means a lot, man. Like, I just feel like everything that we are, God is. Do you know what I'm saying? But more.
Yeah,
for someone, a perfect, exactly, man. For God to actually like, for God to be everyone's father. Hey, there's some bad people on this earth. Do you know what I'm saying?
Word, yeah.
There's some. Hey, I ain't perfect, but there's some real, like, corruption in this earth. God must be livid.
And also, just as a disclaimer, when I say God's happy with you, that's if you're living in this world and actually, you know, if you're now living in doing the most devious sins and you're listening to this thinking, yes, God's happy with you. God loves you, but happy.
Hey,
I don't know about that one,
bro.
You just say that before, you know what I'm saying? Some people say, I receive it.
Hey, I feel like, yeah. Oh, I didn't want to go into that. That's crazy. A little transition. Beep. Okay, cool.
I can't believe that. But yeah, that's crazy. That's one of the things I've really been thinking about recently. Like, He's actually our father. That's crazy.
Nah. We've said that's crazy so many times, but it is crazy.
Yeah, it's because I realised that, you know, when you like know something but you don't really know it, there's a lot of things like that. Because I feel like a lot of things with the Bible, even when you're like growing up, they're head knowledge, like you know it. But then when you have that revelation, you know it.
Yeah.
So different things even God has said, like, you hear them, you're like, cool, I understand it. And then boom,
you actually understand it. I feel like that's like so what was I gonna say? Don't go through my head. Okay, no, I call it. God, like, Him being the creator of the universe, yeah. I'm basically about to say that's crazy again.
It's crazy. I'm gonna
God
say
is the creator of this universe, and sometimes I'll be thinking, like, when I'm going through a problem, I'm thinking, the creator of this universe is my father. Why am I stressing? Do you know what I'm saying? Why am I stressing? And sometimes, yeah.
You think you like ever put limits on God?
I feel like we all do.
I do that subconsciously. Bro, I'll be in a situation thinking, I don't know how you're gonna
get me out of this.
How disrespectful.
Like, what are you talking about?
I don't know how. Oh,
like, I'll be saying all the time, like, God, and it's gone from my head. Yeah.
And I guess like that brain fog, bro. Killing our people.
It's gone, fam.
But yeah, like, different situations I'd be in, and I'd be asking God, I really need you to come in clutch now. And I'd be thinking, like, I don't know, like, trying to put, like, maybe if you could do it like this, bro, like, He can actually
do anything,
transform the whole situation.
Funny thing,
like,
I caught it. What I was gonna say is, like, in certain situations, yeah, like, I'll be saying to myself, I wonder how God's gonna get me out of this one. I don't even be saying like, how are you gonna? I say like, God surprised me.
Get what? I need to start doing that instead of like putting God in a box.
I say God surprised me because there's been so many situations where I'm thinking like, right, how am I gonna get to work or something like that? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Uber's looking a bit mad, and it doesn't make sense to pay like sometimes I'd have to go work in a crazy area, innit? And it'd be like £25 for an Uber. This ain't making sense. So God, how are you going to make this make sense?
Exactly, yeah.
He ends up doing it, do you know what I'm saying?
But even yesterday, this is a really weird example because me and my friends were doing a little worship night at SBC. You're invited, by the way.
Yeah, I'm there.
This is your formal invite. You didn't know about this, but Friday, 8 p.m, 7 p.m, whatever. And I was walking with one of my friends that we're going to do it with, and I was praying like, I want to be able to like worship before this time. And I was thinking like, how are we going to get this done? So we finished in the library now. we're walking back, and I see a piano in the Jubilee Exchange, like just the cafeteria bit. So I sit on the piano, I start playing it as a joke kind of. Then I end up playing a Christian song, and out of nowhere, like, I'm just flowing. She's sitting there praying, like deep in prayer. Next thing I know, like the spirit's moving. And this was at 2 a.m. yesterday. We must have been doing that for an hour.
Swear.
I promise you, like, I recorded just the last bit of it. The spirit was moving, and that was not planned.
Did you know the person I was praying?
Yeah. We were like friends. We went there together just to go live. Come back, and somehow it's 2 a.m.
Oh snap!
And next thing I know, she's there deep in prayer. She's like writing words. She's hearing from the spirit. I'm there. I'm not even looking at the keys, bro. Like
just praying.
God's moving. It's like, bro, God answered my prayer in a way that I didn't even expect. Who knew? People are walking past the Jubilee thing, probably thinking,
what's going on?
This is like 2 a.m. Who the heck are these people like inside
what
there?
time? Come join us, fam.
Exactly
Come get something from
But
this.
it's like, I was praying, like, we need to do this before. I didn't know how it's going to happen. And then it just happened. And that's a really small example, but it's like, God's ways are not our own. I could not have planned
Never.
that. I could not have planned that. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to make my own little plan, maybe like, I'll bring keys from it. It's just long. God will make it perfect when everything aligns. God's a God of alignment, man. Gosh, man.
He really is a God of alignment. I always say God is so purposeful.
Yeah.
I had a question recently asked to me, and I want to ask you. And it was, how does God speak? They were asking me, how does God speak to you? But I want to ask you, how does God speak to you? Can I go first? Because personally, I'm not even going to talk about how God speaks to me. What I want to get to is sometimes hearing God is quite scary.
Ooh,
Because when you hear Him, when He's asking you to, like sometimes I get scared like God speak to me. Sometimes I'm like, oh, dude, should I have asked that? Because when He speaks to me, He just asks me to do something. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, you know them ones you feel in your spirit, I need to do this, yeah. Maybe I should have just not asked.
You know what I'm saying?
I would have probably had a good day if I didn't.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man, like, what am I going to get from doing this? You know what I'm saying? And it happens so many times, but I feel like, I don't know where I was again. I think I was in church. I remember Sunday I was in church and the pastor talked about sometimes God just tests your obedience. So He would ask you to do something crazy just to see if you're going to do it. Like yesterday, I got asked to do something crazy. Went on my phone, was about to do it. And I saw the price, I was like, I went...
Them ones, yeah.
And then I kind of like, I felt this, like, this feeling, like, of just calmness. Like, it was more or less, the task has been fulfilled.
Exactly.
I didn't even have to do it.
Yeah.
But anyways, I want to ask you, like, how does God speak to you?
How does God speak to me? I've always wanted Him to speak to me in some crazy way. Like, I look there, there's writing on the wall, like I hear a thundering voice. But recently, not even recently, it's always been like, I'll be praying, and I'll get a word. I'm like, write that down. You know what I'm saying? Even when we were praying before the podcast, you know, not your average vessels, that word came to me. I said, write that down.
Serious. I love that word too.
Yesterday, there was another thing when I was praying with one of my friends. I was thinking, write that down. That's how it always comes to me. Like, it's almost so quiet. I think it's me sometimes.
Yeah.
It's not. That's the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Even today, when I was about to leave my account, Sam told me, bring your laptop. I was thinking, why the heck would I need to bring my laptop? I'm like, what you gonna have here? I took my laptop in my bag. He said, I know charger as well. I was thinking, gee, okay, cool. So now I get here, I'm hours early. I thought you booked it for 11.
Yeah.
It was for 12. Now I'm here. My laptop was nearly dead. Plug it in, charger.
Yeah,
got a whole lecture done. It's like, bro, God knows what He's doing. 100%. Bro. Listen to
you have to listen to Him. Listen to Him. Like, I feel like He's so quiet. Like, I was gonna ask you. So it's another question. I want to get into. I want to do. Yeah, okay, we'll get into that.
Yeah, cool.
So another question. What I was gonna ask you that relates to this is, how do you differentiate God's voice from everything else?
That's a good question.
And I talk about myself here. I was talking to my girl and I said that how I differentiate His voice from everything else is often when God asks me to do something, if my response can have a why, then I often see it as, okay, I'm gonna listen to this, because if God doesn't tell us to do something and question Him. He tells us to do something and just do it.
Yeah, sometimes you have to just step out in faith.
Faith
is required to carry it out. Sometimes you know.
Just do it. So sometimes when I hear a word in my spirit and it's like, why am I going to do this? But it makes sense.
Sometimes
it doesn't make sense.
Sometimes it's like when my flesh doesn't want to do it, I know that.
It's
not like a thing where I don't want to do it. Like it's just like
I don't want to do that.
Why? You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like, like I always say, the devil's a beg. His voice be loud as hell. Sorry, was that cussing? My bad.
Nah, I don't. I mean,
different conversations.
Sorry,
my bad, innit? But
it's a thing where, like, bro,
That was kind of sassy, though, wasn't it? Sorry.
Excuse my French, sorry.
Anyways, I'll be saying that the devil be a beg. Like,
Yeah, you can tell. I feel like I'm now. Before, I used to think I'd have thoughts and you just know they're the devils. But I didn't know they were the devils before, so I'd be thinking, like, these negative things about myself. I'm thinking, like, that's the truth. And then it took me a while to realise that's not what God says about me. When it's confusing you, it's like the 4 Ds. Natasha knows what I'm talking about. So, but either way, I can't remember what they are. She sent me a picture of them. But like, there's certain things like if they disrupt, deceive, like confuse you, all that kind of stuff. You know, it's not from God.
Yeah,
I feel that's a good.
The devil thrives in confusion.
Yeah,
so,
I'm not sure if it was D's. I can't remember the letter.
Sometimes for me, like, okay, cool. Yesterday, God told me to do something in it, and I didn't want to do it. This is what I was talking about when I looked at the thing, and I looked at God, like, what are you talking about? But an overwhelming spirit came over me, calmed me down in it. So like, the task to be fulfilled. But then a couple of hours later, the devil started asking me to do it. I'm thinking, oh God, I thought you just told me not to do it.
Oh yeah.
But then I realized that the devil just thrives in confusion. So anyway, sometimes I feel like we underestimate the devil. Like,
the devil,
he's smart.
He's good at what he does.
He's very good at what he's very deceitful. He's very cunning. He's very he thrives in confusion. So when it came in my spirit to keep doing it, like, I'm thinking, bro, this is not even from God. Do you know what I'm
when
saying?
it kind of unsettles your spirit.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel.
So I feel like the devil does anything to confuse. So that's why I just feel like discernment is so important, because if I didn't have that discernment, I might have done it. But I'm thinking, I know that like I just know I can feel it in my spirit that this is not from God. You know
and
what I'm
see,
saying?
another thing is like, sorry for cutting you off.
No, it's calm.
Sometimes like you will have something and you're thinking it, and I'll be like, let me start that again. I'll have to cut that bit. Sometimes I'll be thinking like, I'll get something. Let me start that again. Sometimes I'll be thinking,
hey, now we're keeping this in. I can't lie to you. No, we're keeping this in. We're keeping this in.
Okay, I plan to cut that out, so if you're watching this, sorry.
I know we'll be watching it.
Sometimes I'll be thinking, is this God's voice or my own good idea? I must have been at a fellowship and I was thinking, something inside me told me, the person next to you, that we were praying for each other, and something told me, tell them this. And I was thinking, is this just me like thinking I got something good to say, or is this actually God? There's a thing where sometimes you have to step out in faith, because if it's constructive, let's say even if it's not God, and I've told them like, so you just have to step out in faith.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even different things like, does God want me to share this with someone? Even if you share it and if it's a characteristic of God, something God would do, like it's going to be like constructive either way.
100%.
Sometimes people. Like, you don't need God to give you a sign just to do the right thing.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Generally, stepping out in faith is an important factor, and I feel like fear be stopping us to do the right thing. Fear be stopping us to step out in faith.
Exactly, it goes back to the thing caring about what other people
100%. Facts. Because even so, like sometimes I get like something in my spirit, like God tells me to do something, and I'll be real. A lot of the time I don't do it because I'm thinking,
bro, was it yesterday? I felt like I need to pray. It wasn't yesterday, it was on Saturday. I felt like there was someone on the other side of the table. Everyone was getting prayed for. He wasn't getting prayed for. God, it's almost like he told me, like, go pray for him. And I sat there, I was like, and I'll be real.
And it's like,
I didn't end up praying for him. And I was kind of like deep to the rest of the day, like, I should have prayed.
Yeah, it'd be get on to you.
Sometimes it's kind of daunting.
It's
like,
hard.
I have to get up now, walk around the table.
And then,
like,
yeah.
What if he thinks it's like
weird or something?
Yeah,
it's hard because even so, like, I was on that event and then some very heavy prayer was going on. Someone was bawling, a girl was bawling her eyes out to next to me in it.
Yeah.
And I felt my spirit, like, just put your arm around her, like, not even in a weird way, just comfort her. I didn't do it because I was thinking, like, what if she got out of this person? Why are you trying to move to me? I'm a man. I would have been like, yo, like, it wasn't like that thing, I'm sorry. Like, so that's why I didn't do it.
But then when you do it and you know, like, and then when I told the girl what I thought she needed to hear, he turns to me like, thank you, I needed that. I'm like, get it.
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
But, hey, now,
He's gonna act like you've been there before, bro. Yeah. It's not even me that said it's God. Let me know what I'm
like, what? You don't celebrate, just walk off like, I've done this, like,
you know what I'm saying? It's what he does, you know what I'm saying?
With the Jesus team, saved by grace, now I'm feeling clean. This double J they need to see. Oxay man, really. I don't need to dream. Jesus rose, I'm free indeed. Things of the world I need to flee. God is here, wait. I do this for Elohim.
In this segment, we're actually gonna read comments. Well, I'll say this is a very interesting comment that we had. This is proof. Like, go to our socials in there and comment on our page because we're gonna read it out. Should I say the name? Leave it anonymous.
Yeah, leave it anonymous.
Okay, we'll leave it anonymous. But this is in regards to the question I asked last week when it said, does God put evil intentions in our head for the best of His will? This response I actually think is very good because
I read it and I was like,
it's a very good point in it. And it says, I'll be real, God's never going to put evil intentions in a person's head. Obviously, He has a plan for each person, but due to free will, people can do whatever they want. In this scenario, I'd like to think that despite the evil that Joseph's brothers did, God knew what would happen, so He made sure Joseph would get to where he needed to be. If Joseph's brothers hadn't done that, if Joseph's brothers hadn't done that, Joseph would have still made it to Egypt, but in a different way. And I think that's a good point.
Last bit, like,
it's a very good point.
At the end of the day, God's will
come to pass.
It's not through you, it will be through Him.
A different person. So
whatever He wants to come to pass will come to pass.
It will. So I feel like a very good point that even if Joseph's brothers didn't do that, Joseph would have still made it to Egypt some way. So I feel like that's a very good response. So I kind of do want to be out of the name because I want to give you some accolades.
Oh yeah, word, yeah.
So
yeah, because it's positive. Like,
hey, so whoever graces, you know what I'm saying? Because the good point,
I read it, I was like,
very good point. You know what I'm saying? In regards to other situations,
that last bit that really got me. Like, what was it about? Like, even if it wasn't for his brothers, he would still end up there. So I feel like that's a very good point to make, and it's real. So I hear it. This is a good episode. Yeah, well, I feel like we'll be saying this after every episode, but I don't care. Like every episode is good. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so I'm gassed. You know, good episode, bro.
Lovely episode, yeah.
But thank you for locking in to the GP, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope you got you know what you came for, some entertainment, some revelations. So
what does the GP stand for?
The God Podcast. The only God Podcast that
you didn't jam like me.
Nah. But thank you for locking in. Hope you enjoyed.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
Thank you, bro. I was gonna say, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna tell them to like.
Of course, yeah. Make sure you like and subscribe. Look into the GP. And yeah, just.
Bro, you're disappointing me, man. Say it, man. Come on.
We're not your average.
Thank you, like, come on, like. I thought I was gonna slip off your tongue. You weren't gonna say it, like.
Bro, don't worry, we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're not your average vessels. You know
Amen.
Look into the GP, and may you have a blessed day.
Amen. But see ya.
This guy, every single
I need to stop this. I need to stop this.
Strike 2, 3 strikes. Yeah, I think that was an episode and a half. That was serious. I like that one still.
Serious episode. I can't lie.
There was a point I was thinking like,
where are we going with this?
But I can't lie. There was different points that
tied together.
It's only.
I feel like
it's only the spirit.
In fact, I was thinking
different. Too many little.
I feel like we were talking about a lot of different things here, but I feel like the Holy Spirit really just tied everything together with the last couple of points.
When you were I was annoyed. I wanted to remember what I was gonna say, and then you brought it up.
Hey, I'm kind of gassed about that. You know what I'm saying? What's up? I try to play it off like I've been here before. I've done that before.
Yeah. Hey, everything like, and the verse Galatians 1:10 that just came to me because I've been reading.
Even when you said that,
it's just making sense.
I saw it this morning. I was like, yo,
it's
the Holy Spirit be working, fam. The Holy Spirit be working.
Praise Yahweh.
Amen. Hey, I was gonna say, and I'm saving this. I can't lie.
Oh, we could actually keep this bit in.
No, 100%. We're keeping this in. But the funny thing is, yeah, I was about to say something here, and it's I might tell you in it. I don't know put it on camera because I'll be saying, yeah, if I ever like decide to like do some sort of like any sort of like poetry or rap or something like that. Yeah. This is a serious bar, you know. It's a serious bar. I'm gonna say it. Listen, yeah, listen. How come you said praise Yahweh in it? Yeah. Yahweh, there's different names for God in there. Yeah. What does sound like?
Yeah. Yes. I don't know. What does it sound like?
What does it sound like? Like,
you mean like it sounds like another word, like? Oh, yes,
I can't lie.
I can't lie. That makes sense.
Hey, I can't lie. I'm not taking credit for that. There's a rapper that said
I knew it wasn't you.
No, but listen.
Yes, you are. That's serious.
Hey, I'm blurring all this out. You lot ain't getting none of that. But I got it from a rapper in it, and no one will know where to get it from because the rapper it's not even a mainstream. It's not on Spotify.
Just recycle that,
bro.
Quick.
I can't lie to you. Yeah, if I ever decide to hop on a pen or something, that's getting written down.
Take that from you, bro. Let me just slap that.
I dare you, bro. I have this evidence, fam. I dare you,
bro. Delete everything you're talking about.